Okay, time to do a video today. I think I figured out the format that I want to do, and I don't know what the video is. It's kind of like my music. I don't know what my music's gonna be. So I don't know what I'm going to talk about this day. All I know is I have to reach 30 minutes on that clock, and then I can be done, review the video, and upload it. And that's a scary thing. That's a big, that's a lot of time to fill with a lot of talk. So in life, there comes a time when there's hardships. And how do you deal with those hardships? How do you fortify yourself against the problems of life? And, well, I guess in one way, it's you face the problems of life, but you create your own problems. It's like, so you sit around and you're gonna sulk either way. You're either sulking, doing nothing, don't have any goals, and feeling depressed, unless you're in some sort of meditative state, and you waste away, you degenerate, and certain things go unused, and time goes on, and your brain dissolves. If you train your faculties, of speech, like I'm doing right now, I'm practicing my ability to speak on camera and to think creatively, um, the ability to read, ability to do mathematics, ability to exercise, or to motivate yourself to exercise. So it's like when you haven't exercised before, you don't have the circuitry set up to reward it. But since it's an inherently dopaminergic state and practice in and of itself, when you start exercising, if you can get past the hump of this is really awesome, I'm glad I worked out for 15 minutes straight, or 20 minutes, or 30 minutes, or 40 minutes with rests and stuff like that. Um, if you practice that, it builds up the ability that you, one, enjoy it, and two, you get dopamine for pursuing it, for thinking about it. So if I keep running like I am, I'm having resistance from running. If I keep on just waking up and trying to shoot for that earliest time that I can get myself out the door and go out on the run, then over time the resistance will lower. So like there's willpower, and you need to use willpower to exert on yourself to first get started on things. But you only have a limit to willpower, so eventually it exhausts. But if you can transfer things from willpower into like intrinsic motivation, so the act itself being enjoyable, then you don't have to waste all that energy trying to force yourself into a situation. My legs are chafing. I had the wrong underwear. Don't wear the wrong underwear. I had the wrong boxers on, and I had they rolled up while I was running, and there was two rolled up ends, and they were chafing my legs. And this morning, I was just wearing these blue shorts, and the legs are still raw, and I was chafing them, and like I got to I ran around the neighborhood, and I get to this point, this corner over there. I get to the corner, and I'm just like, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like, it feels raw, it hurts, it's fire. And then I decide to just walk. I take a right onto the path, and then I was gonna continue going the whole way, but I just decided to go home. And I got like 1.75 miles, which I'm supposed to be doing at least 2 miles a day. Like, getting short on a goal like that, it's as long as I got out. Like, I feel good that I got out, and I think 1.75 is almost 2 miles, and that's enough. The biggest thing is it has an effect. I feel better. That's the minimum that I need to feel good. Um, to be less anxious and to just get out of the way. Now I'm set for go take a shower and go to the gym, and whenever I decide that so be the time. It's supposed to be at 10 o'clock. I set it on my board. It's so mind boggling to fucking manage everything in a place with distractions. Um, it's just the distractions of life, the things on the phone, like insurance, just going from one place to another, not setting up reminders diligently on the walls about what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Like I found that having like a book and writing down my thoughts as I was going throughout my day, instead of thinking my thoughts, just writing my thoughts down. That really helped. I stopped the practice. I don't know why. I think I'm gonna start it up again, like right now. I'm gonna start writing my thoughts down more often. So I'm gonna carry a book with me everywhere I go, and I'm gonna try to just mark down tediously my own thoughts on something. Just look at something. What's the thought? Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Just so I can get a baseline, because I never really write my thoughts down when I'm out and about. But write my thoughts down when I'm planted here, which is not the same mode. I'm not like that's like out and about adventure mode, and this is like sitting around, nothing new is gonna happen. Like, not usually. Like, I have to deal with neighbor insults. It's like, it's not generally the worst thing. Like, I'm a pretty tough cookie. But if I get weak, and if I get just emotional, which is everyone's prone to do that under any sort of difficult situation, and like everybody's gonna have a difficult situation in life, so it's like it can wear down my sense. It's like insults. It's like I haven't made a YouTube video in like weeks. I haven't made very much music as of lately. I haven't been having as much fun, and I think it's because all these little insults that my neighbors shot off from over at their house. These insults have worn down my sense of self-esteem, because I have to have an internal, like, normally what should happen ideally is I would be in a position that my self-esteem stays static unless I do something major to it. Mostly static unless I do something to it. So like I can up talk myself, I can down talk myself. I usually don't up talk or down talk myself, and then what ends up happening is I'm just hearing down talk, and it makes me feel like shit. Whether or not it's true or not, because like I don't have someone else. I can do it for myself, but it's less believable and less easy that way. If I had someone next to me that was like, it's okay, dude, don't worry, it's not bullshit. Like, I had someone at my group meeting at Weber Human Services. They said, I have the same neighbors too. Hey man, it's cool, they're doing that to you because you're a good person. And that really helped. That little bit is because I'm a good person. It pisses them off. Maybe they're jealous, maybe they don't feel so good about themselves. And in comparison, maybe I don't make them look that great, which is so annoying and petty. Like, really, it's like, I'm not the one comparing me to you. I'm living my life. Bro, I should make some coffee. I'm gonna make some coffee. I'm gonna have some. Ooh, what I'm gonna have? What kind of coffee? Coffee. Am I gonna have? Cinnamon dulce. This smells really good. But yeah, like, I have to deal with being insulted. Um, Usually creepy. I get called creepy a hell of a lot by teenagers. The teenage girls around here have called me creepy. Well, two of them, one back there and one up front, and I don't really know. I guess I haven't done everything, haven't been all that likable. Maybe I've been too arrogant. I don't know exactly what I could I maybe I'm just loud, and or maybe it's like hot. In some unconscious psychological thing, it's like you seem like an alpha male. I'm gonna challenge you, and then pester you, and make see if you can actually have the tough chops to like, are you genuine or are you a fake? Something like that. I think that's what a lot of people do. Some people's reaction to seeing someone who might be high status is to test them. And some people's low form of testing is just, you're a poopy butthead, I hate you, you dumb poopy butthead. It's like, what? Dude, I'm not no poopy dumbhead. Anyways, I'm alone, so that's like that's problematic. I don't have someone that I can go to. Is like, hey, dude, you know me really well. Um, I trust you with your opinion. So and so said this for these reasons that I am this. What do you think? Do you think that is true? And how do you think that is true? And just like little corrections like that. I don't have access to the simplest of curatives, which is just to ask someone around me what they think about me, so I don't have to think through everything. And I can build trust in myself. I can build reason. I can build the ability to validate my own information. But it's difficult. It's really difficult to truly feel the warmth from myself of a confirmation of what is or isn't true. It's like, is there anything that I'm doing wrong? And I'm the sort of person that, like, I really pursue excellence and I really care about moral virtue and all that. And so when someone says you're a piece of shit, I look at that and think, maybe I'm being a fool. Maybe I'm being unwise. Maybe I'm blind to some of the flaws that I have that I need to address. And so then I take that with some weight. I put some importance in those words, even though, like, I could just write off as teenage idiots who don't know anything about men or life or behavior or anything, and just like kind of paranoid. It's not so bad though. I got some puppies. I got two little labradoodles. They're somewhere. Should I show them? Nah, I'd rather keep the camera where it's at. Consistency. It makes it look more professional, I guess. But, um, yeah, I got some puppies. And Mina and Song Hee. And they are the most cutest little running companions. I'm so happy to have running companions with me again. My other dog, Jimin, he died. He had cancer, and he was he had these growths that I was trying to reduce through fasting and giving him medications and all that. And I had gone to the hospital because I was up for a couple nights, not straight up. I just sleep deprived. I couldn't shit. It felt like hell. It felt like there was burning hellfire in my gut, and it made me so irritated and depressed and tired and while I'm sleep deprived, not really thinking through it. Someone shouts out. Someone from around the neighborhood, who's yeah, shouts out. See, people don't. I'm worried that people won't believe me, but the reality is, like, if I'm talking from my house, other people around me, around the other houses, somewhat depending on the structure of the house, can hear me. And so, anyways, like when I first got here, everyone was so excited and they were like, Tyler Millway, Tyler Millway. And I was like, hi. And I was like doing my thing. But I was so, because of not being able to poop, I was so like driven towards life because I was just feeling this kind of impending doom the entire time. And I would work, and there's actually a really good thing. And there was a sort of desperation that made me really appreciate and put time into my day without worrying. But like I wasn't a bitch because it's like, dude, going on and around is not more painful than this. That's for sure. But I end up calling the hospital to come take me so I can go in there voluntarily and get some gabapentin or whatever, and I could go to sleep. But the hospital's so incompetent, I cannot get into that place. Um, they thought I was psychotic because like there was another patient in there. He was screaming about his foot, and he was like, "Leave me alone about my foot." And I was like, "Hey, you're probably right from the other room." Stuff like that. Um, the place was chock full of eavesdroppers, psychopaths. So the sort of people who, like, they're in the building. You're in a building. You're all in a building. It's a small, compact, closed-in building. This echo chamber. You're in an echo chamber, and they just sit there at their desk doing work, and they commentate what they think, kind of just normally, like out loud. And what I went to the hospital, and the place is chock full of like narcissistic women who will eavesdrop and commentate with friends about what's going on in the hospital if they can hear anything. And like when I was sitting in that hospital bed, when I was in the hospital dorm room, it was like the old psych ward area where they keep the real crazies at, or no, just people who there's yeah, the real crazies at, people who haven't been cleared to go into the less serious one. But well, I was there, the fucking staff was bullying me. Like they were making fun of me. I couldn't shit. I'm like this jacked guy. I'm super lean. Um, I cannot defecate. Nobody seems to take it serious. There's a few people later on that do take it serious and understand and treat me with compassion and kindness. There's this sweet nurse who, when I told them about it, immediately they were just so understanding. They were sad. They had pity. They were, like, just like, let me feel your stomach and like telling me to breathe or whatever, like just calming me down, and just little bits of that sort of genuine, like when you meet someone that really understands that human beings need nurturing, and like Oprah Winfrey or whatever, that human beings need compassion, and that oftentimes they fear revealing their weaknesses because there's a whole bunch of corrupt cronies around that will come out of the woodworks and just take that, and then they'll use it as a chance to pull the crab, like crab pull each other down. Um, Crabs in a pot and pulling each other back into the pot. But yeah, I was in the hospital, and 3 days into, so I get forced. I show up to the hospital willingly. I call it. They send me to the psych ward, in another hospital, and I'm stuck there. I get diagnosed as what is it, schizoaffective, because of this bullshit of like my fucking neighbor being able to talk to me from here if they want to. Um, and Dr. Lyons or whatever, she doesn't believe me. She just thinks that I'm crazy, and I half believe that I'm crazy too, even though I went through a year of this bullshit and kind of an expert on it. Like I went through a year of a neighbor who turned out to be a narcissistic psychopath, who I was talking to, and it was actually pretty great. There was a lot of lore. They were a pretty good cheerleader. Um, there was a bunch of lore around me, like a bunch of like I was totally like the holy champion of who's going to win, and it felt like that. Like even if I was a loser, it's like I am the holy champion that is going to win, and that was reinforced every single day. And if I shot anywhere below that mark, I was totally like harshly judged, and but it wasn't intelligible harsh judgment. It was impulsive harsh judgment, so it wasn't very useful. Um, but I'm in the hospital for 3 days, and my bloody dog dies because I wasn't there to feed him. He needed to be fed. He needed to be fed a lot of food to heal his wounds because his tumors started cracking open, and he had one that went all the way to the bone in his neck, and he just laid down and died one day. And I don't know if anyone was feeding him properly. I didn't give him any orders, and they're pretty fucking dumb. Just do nothing, won't think about things for themselves. Well, anyways, now I'm fat because of the hospital. Now it's okay. I've lost some of the weight, and like I'm still muscular, so like I'm not worried about it. It's not a big deal. It's just a minor annoyance because I like being lean. Um, I don't really know what to talk about. Like trying to get through this part of my life, being so alone. I feel the loneliness. I love people. I love talking. I have such good conversations. I have such great times. I have amazing experiences with people only individually, sparsely on a basis of acquaintance. And I never really get past the point of acquaintance to genuine friend. There's a few people that I'm pretty friendly with at the gym that I've met a few more than once, but for the most part, I'm living a very lonely life at this moment. Hold on, I'm gonna take this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So, I'm gonna play a song and then end it. rising of the sun, where I trying to try as I could live my life sublime. When miles high and miles high, it's under my head. I'm gonna be steady, where I'm ready. Oh, I've learned where I be steady on the blind, on the long. What I got up in my head, where I'm feeling my bed, where I'm feeling real sad, happy or happy, glad when I understood. When you know what about? Man, hold on. So, got rap shit fickle for a mile in a minute, where I be a sentence. I don't know, I'm not really feeling the flow of things, right? But I've been playing this guitar for like 8 years. And, you know, one thing I always think that's so silly is some people would be jealous of my guitar. Of just being able to do something like this. And it's so silly, because the mark that you measure music by, if you measure it by your own skill, you go on a journey of your own. That's like the experience of, like, my journey, my experience exists regardless of what it's compared to. And that's the gradient of comparison to myself, who I was yesterday to who I am today.